A little bit of preview there on the additional camera. Oh my God, I'm on the wrong thing. Apologies for that, everybody. Hey guys, Stripper here. Welcome back to week number 2, technically the 3rd episode since we started at 0 of Bed To Brawn. As you may see from the title of the video above or below, depending on the platform you're watching on, today's stream is called 2 Bad Hands and 2 New Cams. So on the positive news, let's go ahead and show these 2 new cams. We do have the floor cam down here. We'll be getting some feet for free. We have some, it's basically just a better plank cam. And then we also have a Mevo camera, which is really far away right now. It's actually in a different room of the house. So we're gonna be making use of this one. It's wireless and kind of fun. So we'll be making use of that one in a little bit. Oh, and something really fun to show you all. If I can not point my own camera out the window, which would be kind of stupid here. We got this one little here guy we can carry around, but I did want to show you guys my the other end of this setup. So we've got my wife's older PC down here on the floor. Today, so that the NDI cameras can work, we've done a freaking Ethernet cable that runs across, real haphazard like. We've got our little stand for the lapel microphones. And moving on up, this is kind of where I would stand to run the stream and chat here and kind of talk into the main cam. We spent a fair bit of work this weekend. I guess I didn't even need this second board because everything just kind of sits here on the webcam. But we did a bunch of work this weekend to make everything in here kind of nicer for all of you. So hopefully that continues to... You love making stupid faces in the cam. Continues to improve over time, as I hope that I do. And now that we've done that, let's do a little bit of the bad news. Hello there, Andre, Dimitru, and Tommy So, and Mitchell. Good to see you. Andre says, just came from the gym. It was leg day. May the strength be with you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But as you can see from the title, this week is called 2 Bad Hands. I don't know exactly what caused this or how much of it is available or visible here. It's not really going to show because of the way the lighting works. Proc Prime, good to see you. So, like a genius, I don't know how this happened. Perhaps it was the increase in streaming or something. But I managed to blow out my left hand pretty bad. Specifically, not as much this one, but these 2 fingies are kind of having a hard time. Kind of freaking out about it because it came right on the heels of going to see my doctor, who told me that it could be carpal tunnel, which is kind of concerning. And then resting this hand, you overcompensate on the other one, so righty has seen better days. And I rolled my ankle. So I've got problems on problems on problems on problems, but discipline means even when you have problems, you gotta keep going. I love that my keyboard is just barely visible here. Real Panda, good to see you. Yeah, show me those muscles. Crush my head between your thunder thighs. Wow, that is getting really inappropriate. I guess today was a good day to wear the Gay Frog t-shirt. So one thing I'm gonna do is that we're actually gonna move to the mobile cam first. It's kind of why I set it up, because I am going to go to a room of the house that none of you have, I think, ever seen before because we haven't streamed in. It's my sort of supply loft. So there's gonna be a whole bunch of just crazy junk in there. So I hope you're all kind of ready for that. And one part of this is that unfortunately the wireless camera has a delay. So I don't think I can use this microphone with it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna leave the room, I'm gonna mute this microphone, and I'm gonna resume in a different room and read comments off the phone while reading chat. I actually could probably turn it on a second TV, which would be just nutty, but all right, let's see if this works. I'm gonna get my phone ready first so that I'm kind of connected to the stream in some really low bitrate kind of way. Chris, glad to see the progress you've made. Thank you. I'm trying desperately not to lose said progress that was made, because that might happen even literally here today. Okay. Wow, that, ugh, God, the pain when you see your own bald spot, ladies and gentlemen, is very real. All right, we're gonna swap over and we're gonna mute, and I'll see you all in a moment. We're swapped. This is gonna echo. Hello. Everybody as good as they can. Thank you, thank you. I think what I'm gonna do, I can read comments on the mobile phone, but that's not ideal. I actually have a secondary TV in this room. I'm gonna see if I can turn on the TV, go to my own YouTube, and read the comments live right off the chat right there. I also, since there's a huge delay, have to kind of stand here for a second and see like how situated exactly I am in front of this particular camera, and I'll show you a little bit more of the room in a moment. It's about to be time to start the actual exercise. Let's see if I can play chat on the TV, if that's an option for me here. I don't really want to look down here to do it all the time. Excuse me, I said go to my fucking channel? Yeah. Here we are. Yeah, you gotta listen to me. Whoa, God. I almost tripped on my own. All right, where's the chat? Where's the chat? All right, so I can't see my own chat, which is bad. What? Does the TV app not support live chat? I guess not. Oh well. Wild. Just wild. All right, well then we're just gonna wing it with the phone chat, and I'll briefly show you the room that we're in. I'm gonna just carry this around. This is my loft or my junk room where it, you know, kind of collects junk in here. This is the TV that I wanted to be able to read the chat on that I'm not going to be able to without blowing up our internet. We may do a little bit of this thing today. I can barely handle that body-wise. And over here is the gigantic table of camera equipment. In that box is a very real firearm that I can't take out, or we're gonna have to change the monetization on this video quite significantly. And without any further ado, let's actually start our little exercise today. Today's is gonna be much easier than normal. Today we're just starting off with a little bit of treadmill here. There we go. All right, so I've got kind of a weird balance going on. I'm weirdly balancing my phone. I better keep it going on the camera. Jeez. So it's like on the tripod, ready to get mogged by Drifter. All right, all right. You said you couldn't lift a controller. We have a question about health stuff here. It says you couldn't. This is so tiny to read. I wish I could zoom in. I need like old people eyes. I need my glasses here actually. It says you said you couldn't lift a controller, but you can just have a controller laid against your body on a desk? Basically no. So it's not that was a gross oversimplification of a problem. So I can physically lift and hold a gaming controller like many other things. That's not terribly hard to do. Where it gets difficult is I can't sort of maintain holding. I'm treating this like a controller. We can call it a Wiimote. I can't maintain holding it over longer periods of time. It wears me down. I'd probably get like safely one game of Call of Duty. I wanted to push myself and do some damage, maybe 2 or 3 games of Call of Duty. A lot of other problems with, you know, you're gripping it, you're holding it, and we're getting to your question for sure. It says, have you considered resting it against your body or on your lap? Well, yes, but that kind of creates other problems, which I'll get to. Adrienne, hello, says Drifter, been a long time fan. Glad to see you're doing well. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. You can do it, Drifter. You're the best. Thank you, Boots on Ground. Michael White, thank you too. It's very good to have support, and this chat is very hard to read. Hopefully, the music sounds fine, and also hopefully the hum of the treadmill that I'm running on here isn't too loud. I probably should have gotten a better angle for this shot. Maybe I will in the future. We can have more cams. But the other issue becomes like, okay, so I can't sit for a long time. As you guys have seen from the exercising, standing is more manageable as long as I can stay mobile. Just standing still is pretty bad. But if you can't sit, you can't rest a controller on your lap. Okay, so then you would say, okay, well, you can lay down on your back and hold a controller and play like that. But controllers are also kind of not designed to be played, so you would have to like lay down and rest the controller on your belly while you game, which is a great lazy stoner sort of thing to do and seems kind of reasonable. The thing is that controllers aren't really designed for that. So when you do, instead of holding it normally, you kind of have to spread your arms, so you kind of end up holding it a little bit like weirdly because your arms have to go out. And you wouldn't think about it, but you're laying flat on your back. Your arms are on your belly, so they're elevated. So all of the blood from your hands and everything is just going to drain down because it's the highest point on your body. I personally have really poor circulation in my peripheral, everything I suppose, hands, feet, whatever, nose even. So to hold it against my body and elevate it for a while also kind of drains the hands. And then beyond that, I'll be honest with you, I don't have a lot of finger strength or dexterity. A lot of people use controller because it's easier for them than keyboard and mouse, and I totally understand why. But a mouse, I can just hover on level and just kind of move it in the bed. And the keyboard, I do the same. The keyboard kind of sits here and I just kind of hover hand it, let it dangle, use that good Mavis Bacon techniques we all learned in 7th grade. And it keeps the hand in a more natural position, and it's a lot lighter and requires a lot less button presses than other things. So it is what I tend to go for, but hey, yeah. All right, I see you, Michael White. Man is missing the battery cover. Yes, I am. Because my nephews threw this thing across the room and it busted and exploded. I didn't do this. I'm not a barbarian. I take care of my electronics, I swear. Got a comment about Pine Park. We have a suggestion for testosterone. I have a follow-up with my pituitary endocrinologist, I think I wonder if it's like September or October. I'm going to be getting my labs this week. On Thursday, I'm supposed to be getting my blood drawn. We're going to be doing the standard complete blood panel of all the cholesterol and, you know, sort of naughty things, A1C, common diseases, inflammation markers. But we're throwing on a bunch of male health hormones, testosterone, estradiol, prolactin, LH, all that kind of stuff, SGB. We're going to make sure all that's in range. We're testing, we're going to do a more complete thyroid panel. My father has hypothyroidism, my grandfather did, and a number of the symptoms I complain about overlap with that. So there's always a chance of differential or misdiagnosis. Maybe I was cuckoo crazy. Maybe I had Hashimoto's, so my thyroid always looked normal, and it would dip down into oblivion and give me Lyme-like symptoms, and I just picked the wrong thing. I don't know, but we're going to get that checked out. And yeah, it's going to be so fun. I can't wait to give blood. I have to give blood on Thursday, and then I'm supposed to lift weights on Friday, so I'll probably find a way to skip it again and do cardio. And Aurorial says, yes, the kids will be kids moment. Yes, we have a lot of those around here. We host a lot of people in this house, mostly because I can't travel, like I can't go visit. So if I'm doing something social, I'm probably hosting somebody. And as you can, I showed you a little bit of the room earlier. I can't now because everything is fixed here. But usually when people come to visit, I give them the entire upstairs of the house. So my house is a little over 4,000 square feet in size, and the upstairs is we have a theater room, a loft, 3 bedrooms, and their own private full bathroom. It's pretty huge. Well, I'll show you some of it as we go through. So when guests come over, I more or less give them the upstairs or the whole wing of the house. It's got independent air conditioning. I tell them make it as hot as cold as you want. I don't care. We've got Ethernet and USB ports in the wall that all hook to the home server and do crazy stuff. Plug in, do your technology. We have people come here and pirate crazy shit on our internet just because they can. Bathroom's yours, do whatever. Rooms are yours. You want to rearrange them, you want to knock stuff down, you can do that anywhere except my office. That has the stay. It's very chill here, I would like to think. Real Panda says they're going to make you a human pincushion. Maybe. And good to see you there, Matt Johnson. Hope things are going well. I was the human pincushion a few years ago, back in like probably the 2022 to 2023 era, when I was still desperately trying to figure out what was going wrong. I had to give so much blood. This arm went pop and it no longer gave blood. This arm I gave blood about 20 times out of in a year. And I don't mean a little bit, I mean like 14 to 15 vials every single time. It got to where the whole arm was like feeling like crap, but I managed to figure out the system. When you go to give a blood draw, you ask for the smallest gauge needle that you can, and they'll bring out this tiny little one for babies that has like a hose attached to it that goes over to the bottles. And that's great for two reasons. Number one, the gauge is smaller, it's less damage. Number two, if you think about it, I can grab that without falling. Oh God, what a stunt. If you think about it, what they do is they have the needle in your arm and there's a vial on the end. And I don't have a spare hand for this, but you can imagine when you pull the vial off and then you have to screw it back in for the next one. This part down here is just kind of constantly moving. But with the little needle, with the long, I called it cable, I believe, tube would be more appropriate. The tube takes all that movement so the needle doesn't like wobble in your arm, it just sits there. So that's kind of the train I'm on. Thank you, Andre, I appreciate it. Random question, might be relevant. If you had to choose between losing both arms or both legs, which would you take? Oh God. Okay, it kind of depends on where you're losing them. If you're losing them kind of at the shoulder, so you can't even do the hunt and peck typing with prosthetics, that's kind of bad. And the same thing with legs, if you're kind of losing them up in the groin area, like all the way, that's bad because no prosthetics. I would say I'd probably keep my hands and sacrifice knees down and go prosthetic or something. That would be my answer to your quandary. But everybody has their own opinions. So yeah, today's workout's gonna be a lot easier. This is, I'm feeling bad, rolled my cankles, rolled my hand cankles, I don't know what you want to call it. So today we're kind of just trying to keep going and we're going to focus on some slightly different stuff. How are we doing here on time? I usually do this for about 10 minutes of warm-up. This isn't really like to get me shredded, this is just to get the blood flowing a little bit. And I should probably turn this TV off because we're at about the 10-minute mark. So time to shut this guy down. And we'll screw around in here for just a minute before returning to proper weights. Have you heard of the app Fitbod? I would highly recommend. I have not. I truly have not heard of it. I don't even know what angle this is going to look like. These are some things that I am not yet even qualified to do. I bet you anything, I'm a little off frame here if I had to guess. Here we go, I'm about to move it. This is how big the delay is on my end because we're doing wireless cam to stream to back to wireless. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna screw with it too much. So this thing over in the corner is designed for leg raises. My problem with it, shoulders, elbows and stuff, don't really get a good grip here. It's kind of for children, so it's so far back. I do pretty good just to hang for a few seconds, let my spine stretch out. I can really like, kind of barely lift my knees doing this. And it's one that I should be doing more of. Like I should be doing this like every day. I'm kind of mortified of it. I'm mortified of anything that puts stress on my spine, or my shoulders for that matter. So I'm just gonna let it stretch and dangle, and we're just done. I know that was real pathetic, ladies and gentlemen. Real sad, sad stuff, but what you didn't see was how comfortably that stretched out my spine. So we'll do a little bit more house stuff as I carry this cam around. Actually, yeah, we can just get a little look-see of the house. Hey cat, what are you doing? Quit being so fat. You're not allowed to be that fat. I can't even preview what's happening here. We have a lot of cool bugs though. House has a lot of cool bugs. Got butterflies. And this one's awesome. It's a huge tarantula. All right. Excuse me, meow meow. Meow meow, pardon me. All right, this camera kind of probably the Wi-Fi doesn't carry as far, so I'm gonna put it back where it's supposed to be. Quit playing around, head back to the weight room, do some actual weights. I'm not gonna turn this guy off though, I'm gonna leave it on so you can see me dramatically walk away down the hall. Celtics in 7, good to see you. Thank you for your support, for choosing to be a member. Celtics says, day one quitting weed, had a spiritual experience last night and figured that I need to give up what I want to achieve. I need to give up what I want to achieve what I want in life. Weird, I know, but here's to locking it in. Hey dude, good on you. If you know what you want, that's good for you. And if weed is in the way, then weed is just in the way. I love cannabis. I think all that stuff is great, but it's not great if it's affecting your life. I mean, I think that's the most straightforward proposition of that I could propose. Sick transition, thanks. Tell me some more about Call of Duty. Sorry, man, I can't do that. How many grams of protein you're getting every day? I try to get around 100. I probably don't. I probably just straight up don't manage that, but that's what I try to do. All right, cool. What am I gonna do? I'm going to do just a little bit of arms here. We're gonna do some very light arms because my hands are kind of funky today. And then we're gonna go down there to that mat for some new stuff. Keep it going, bro. Be the best version of yourself, weed or not. Thank you, I agree. Look, there are people that can just literally never have cannabis. I don't know how many of you are aware of this, but there are genetic, what's the right word? You can have genes, thus making you genetically predispositioned, or perhaps it's just a hard mechanical limit of how your body works. But some people, when they consume cannabis, no matter what strain, what environment, what setup, they're, oh God, I almost dropped a weight on the computer. That would have been bad. They cannot get any of the positive euphoric effects, and they only, the stream was labeled as YouTube featured. Hey, I don't know what's up with that. I'd love to be on trending. That would sound nice. That sounds nice. What am I going to? Yeah, some people never get the happy experience from weed. They just get the schizo, they get the paranoia, they get all the anxiety, all the negative stuff. And it's really sad because my understanding is scientifically, genetically, they can never get the benefit that I do. And a similar thing happens, there's a different one for some people genetically get cannabinoid hypermesis syndrome, which makes you throw up a lot. Even rarer, like 0.001% of people, but if you're talking billions of people, it's still a lot. And some people have a different gene that can be active in their liver that changes how the enzymes work to make them extremely tolerant of edibles, we'll say, extremely tolerant, to where if I would eat a 10 milligram edible and get reasonably high, a person with this genetic variant would probably need to eat 40, 50, 60 to feel the same effect. And $, yeah, I'm glad I'm not too. So when it comes to that product in me, when it comes to, I don't smoke, that's just not my thing, not anymore. I have zero tolerance for smoking, never had, complete lightweight, get blasted. But edibles, I can do edibles like a champion. Edibles are something that works very good for me. Cannabinoid hypermesis symptom is crazy. That's me. Effusis, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. I have never experienced it myself, but everything I've read about it sounds awful. Phantom Lion says, I can't smoke weed. No matter what strain it is, it makes my heart rate go through the roof. I'm gonna guess you're sensitive to that. So it works well for me. My natural heart rate is really low. I'll do this whole exercise or anything else. It won't get over 110. So when I take it, my resting heart rate will go from like 55 to 65. So that doesn't bother me. But not everybody is like that. Some people's heart rate will go up to 120, 125, and it's uncomfortable. Woody IVV, have you tried tincture? Yeah, it's great. Woody IVV says, Yo Drifter, I've been a sub since the Black Ops 1 days, maybe earlier. This is the second time I've seen this stream. Well, welcome, thank you for being here. Pirate Cats, I would suggest swapping to edibles. Those vapes have other side effect profiles for you that maybe aren't fantastic. Thank you, Woody. I'll take all the positive vibes I can get here. I've had some negative ones lately. Life has been a little challenging. I think a huge amount of it is just how much new stuff I'm doing. Even this, like these little weenie weights, it's all about new. It's about finding what's next. Trying to have a more positive midlife crisis, and I think the thing that's driving my wife bananas is that I want to get back into VR stuff again. I've kind of always done that. I look back on my channel, I filmed a bunch of 360 VR videos. I did the mixed reality content when that was brand new. And I just thought some things don't change because I'm still interested in the same stuff. Last night I was going through my home server to just see what files were on there, and it's like, oh, whoa, an archive from 2019? That'll be fun. We'll see Drifter with a totally different hair color, right? I go in there and well, the very first file is me suiting up to do some sort of immersive VR experience with behind the scenes and different angles and like, okay, cool. So 2015, 2019, and 2025 Drifter are all still head over heels for VR technology that not a lot of people get to enjoy. And Panda, if you're in the chat, what you should be sweating bullets about right now, what you should just be hoping to God never happens is that I never buy a VR cam. Because that means I'm going to send you 360 VR to edit, which is tricky to edit because you have to enable a special mode in Adobe Premiere that allows you to view it in a bubble instead of just kind of blown out. And I want to get a camera that does stereoscopic 3D 180, where you have one lens for each eye, which requires a totally different type of editing because you have to sync and balance each eye to give that stereoscopic effect. And see my illusions? I agree with you. So you hate me, yeah. Oh, don't worry, it'll be at 9K 120 as well, so you'll be fine. Just easy, it's no problems. And see my illusions? I agree with you on the form. It's better to do complete weenie weights. I don't even know if you guys can see that. These are little 3-pounders. It's better to do complete weenie weights like these, but nice and slow and controlled and reasonable form, than it is to just do huge honking ones but with bad form. You guys may notice that I'm working a little bit more shoulders today than, well, because like when my hands are not great, so when you do these curls, you put more weight, but shoulders, I always found a little easier. We're gonna do some shrugs. Shrugs are another exercise I'm trying to get back into. I haven't done them, at least not properly, in a very long time, because you can probably see it here on the cam even. I'm not sure my shoulders are fully level. They're always a little funny. And it is actually kind of easy to injure them doing shrugs, even if you're doing low weight and low reps and crim. Yeah, dude, still in pain. It's gonna be that way for a long time, yeah. That's not gonna be changing anytime soon. The pain's kind of, gotta get these guys stretching, kind of here to stay. One thing I never really got an answer for, maybe chat can tell me. So when you're doing shrugs, are you supposed to go straight up and kind of slow down? Or are you supposed to kind of like roll them back to forward or forward to back? I just found that forward to back had the highest potential for injury in my case. Never really got a super clear explanation of that one, so I'm just gonna do it real simple and easy. Whew. But anyway, to say the point, and here I am working out on stream at Gamer Fitness in 2010. I did exercise videos up to 2019 and stuff, so some things don't change. The Fitbod app will also show you proper form. It really helped me out a lot. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, the Fitbod app. Pain is what turns boys into men. I disagree. I was having a conversation with my wife about this recently, and I can kind of agree with you on the point that some people need more adversity in their life. Some people have never experienced being abused by others or working for a terrible controlling boss, or they've never been racially or religiously discriminated against. Don't roll, straight up and straight down. All right, K9 flip. Okay, do one more set of these shrugs. What were we even talking about here? I actually completely lost track of the conversation. Oh yes, pain. So adversity is good. It builds character, it builds experience, it can help build empathy. And I would advocate for some people to have a small degree of adversity instead of none. When people have no diversity and they're never been told, they turn into Karens. Thank you, Matt Johnson. Appreciate it. How many push-ups can I do? Somebody put a gun right to my head. Oh, should have brought the gun for the prop. Somebody put a gun to my head and told me to start doing push-ups right now. I feel like I would probably make it to about 20. Be real with you, I'd probably make it to about 20 push-ups. But push-ups are one of those things I'm not supposed to do. Just because of kind of how they balance weight on your back while you're doing them. Planks aren't bad somehow, but push-ups cause the spine to shift in a not good way. Assisted push-ups, like baby push-ups, are even worse somehow. I'm gonna have to lay down soon. You can tell I'm running out of standing. Thank you, Room of Life, I appreciate it. So I'm not sure exactly how much is in frame. Probably over here is a little bit better. But I can do like wall push-ups. They kind of advocate that I do these. I do this kind of mess. And we may swap to our other cam for just a moment here. I'm trying to use this little guy today. Excuse me, please do not get tangled in weights. That will result in your immediate death, little camera. I mean, $, when I was in shape before 87 different health problems, I used to do 100 push-ups a day. All right, so another thing that I can do, I don't do them too often. You guys are gonna get the best bald spot shot you can imagine here. It's gonna be so glorious if y'all wanna take a screenshot and talk shit about me. But I don't know how much of this we can see. Not a lot, honestly. But they do encourage me to kind of do these. These are like similar, they're pulls. They're very light on your body is the big thing about them. They don't really strain your lower back or anything. So I can do some of those. I don't feel like they get a lot of work though. I don't feel like they work me too good. All right. Man, I'm sorry about that. Shoulder injuries are a bitch, man. What about pull-ups? Oh, because you guys can see the pull-up bar. Before getting sick to hell, I could do about 10 to 15 of them. Now the answer is 0. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna kind of situate it at a place that really gets a good look at what I think we need to be seeing, which is me doing my next highly erotic exercise. Now this one actually will be a little bit, I think, hornier perhaps. Thank you all for joining me today. Having somebody to talk to and like a purpose and a goal, having honestly just observers that are here that will tell you when you're doing bad form kind of makes a big difference. Okay, I feel like I need to zoom this guy out. He's so close. Okay, that's probably a little bit better. Cool. I mean, if you guys want, it's probably not gonna kill me to do a singular push-up, or I'm gonna just feel it out. Actually, I need to get this. I need to get actually a couple of weights down first because we're gonna be on this floor for a minute. I'll do a singular push-up just to humor you guys, but it's not something I can do a lot of. I think I can. I haven't done one in a really long time. If it feels even remotely bad, if I feel the tiniest, most babyest bit of strain, I'm telling you guys, I'm fully out. I'm just gonna freaking bail, 100% chance. Okay. How do I do? Probably go down a little more this way. Yeah, okay. Use the nice soft mat, probably won't hurt too much. Let's see. Try to do perfect form, get good toes. Maybe we'll do like a half push-up. See, I can do that. I could probably go down. Oof. Do like a wider stance. I could probably go down lower. Putting like a lot of work into holding that low back into place. Oh God. I can feel it wanting to shift though. So the arm strength is present for that. It's just that the low back is not. It's not as much about going slow and fast as it is. All right, so what I wanted to do, and the whole purpose behind this camera and its hilarious angle, is there is a, so what we can do is this, right? And you hold, that builds a lot of core and abs and buns and stuff, and all this kind of stuff around here in the middle is where my spine shifts around. So I want to do as much of this as I can, get it as strong as I can, but I think I've hit sort of max cap on doing it with body weight. I do these every day, a lot of times off stream, so I'm going to experiment on stream, and for the first time in many years, attempt to do some of these with weight. Why would we do this? Why am I interested in this? Well, you can tell from the way I'm moving, it's a position that I would like to make stronger. More specifically, I would like to be able to bear a lot more weight doing this. Probably close to 100 pounds more, but I've got a long way to go. Oh God, that is very tiring. Jeez. Oh my God. Okay. Doing that with weights was new. That was an experience for sure. Not sure it was a good or healthy one. Feel the muscles got worked more. I also feel the back complain to me. So what we may do is might go down to weenie mode here. Yeah, the glutes. $, if you got spine problems, yeah, you probably do need to go down. See, but doing this is like no weight. These guys are like no weight. I have to do this just right because I can hurt myself doing these. Keep everything really straight, not hyperextend, which is to bow your back. You don't want to, I don't want to do that. That's a problem for me in particular. $, sorry about your low back injury. In this particular scenario, I wish I could share with you. I'm a little bit behind on chat. I can't read the 2 most recent messages because the keyboard table cuts them off. Okay. Normally I like vary these up and do other things, but gosh, today is hard. Okay, we're gonna take a moment. Doing these weights really got to me. I kind of had to work here. Okay. So that felt a little bit heavy, but I'm gonna try again. Maybe it's an adjustment period. And set my illusion. I actually hurt my lower back recently, and my chiropractor gave me a stretching routine that helps your lower back. I can shoot you the stretching routine. Something game me. I can't read the last words, it's too far away. Appreciate the offer. Unfortunately, it won't help. I have to have special stretching routines because my problems are stupid and special. So I can't do like a normal person's stretching routine, or it won't really work. I'm gonna kind of hold this with, we're gonna hold this with one hand maybe. I kind of want to keep them on the ground though. Oh God. Yeah, so I'm a special snowflake, but I do appreciate the offer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello there. I cannot see your name. It's Alanator. I'm so far away on the floor over here, my man. But welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good time. Good God. Okay, I think that was 3 really sloppy ass sets of these, which were fun. We're gonna give the core a brief break. What I'm gonna do instead is some floor flies. These aren't like, again, high weight. This isn't really designed for me to build muscle. I'm aware of how weenie and silly it looks. My goal is to restore normal range of motion to the shoulders because the shoulders do not have complete normal range of motion, or not normal without consequence. Like if I stretch too far, if I lift too much, if I twist funny, they can get hurt. It doesn't take a lot. So what I'm trying to do is just some flies to activate some little muscles, get them growing again. An expo knees. Herkinus? I cannot see this chat right now. That is painful because I like keeping up the conversation. I kind of wonder, oh God. I'm gonna go get another one of these. I'm gonna see if I can do heavier flies because I think that's doing nothing for me. Ugh. Oh boy. We haven't even got to the, I gotta use this to get up to the planks yet. Ugh. Looking, Brawn BB, thank you, appreciate it. Almanacs, good to see you. Oh, we do have this new thing. We have a new command. Anybody would like to become a member? Oh, does that not work? Hold up. I set this up today. There we go. Heck yeah. It's kind of like subbing on Twitch. It's very different than subbing in real life. That's not something I'm super big on. Put this guy down. Yes, $, you're correct. I just want to have functional strength to do the daily things. Don't, you know, the brawn is just for the YouTube title. I'm not here trying to get like completely shredded and yoked and stuff because that doesn't really help me. What helps me is being able to live a more normal life and do things around the house. And I mean, this is not an issue for today, but in the not too distant past, I didn't have the finger strength to tie my shoes. You may notice I'm going laceless here. And the Swedish name, I believe, Svezki, I'm so far away. Not planning to try H2M anytime soon. Not that I won't, it's just not part of my current plans. I'm aware that it's very good. Would you please transform from a gaming creator into a fitness creator? I don't think I'm a very good fitness creator. I don't know how many of you watch other fitness creators or their content. Most of them are relatively fit people that can do normal exercises and have like a cool home gym set up and stuff sort of like that. Oh God. I am an out of shape, disabled, middle-aged man with bad opinions who has such a problem with narcissism that he can't even work out alone without an audience. Ugh. I'm not sure I'm the guy for that. Now these are definitely doing something. I gotta actually squeeze my core here and my glutes and hold. These are a little harder. Oh, hello, Jessica, you can come in. You're allowed in. Hey, I set up 2 new cameras today. So I've got the main Brio. You see the C922 is down here for the floor cam. And, oh God, that's hard. If you go to the treadmill, you'll also see a fully functional Brio setup, but you'll also notice one other thing. Yeah, we're gonna need like a real cable because this one's kind of messy. The reason is the NDI streaming doesn't work through the Orbi network. It only works on the NetDuma. So I had to use the Ethernet. You guys can see every room in the house has Ethernet in the wall. This is one of them. So we connected to the main server to do that treadmill part of the stream. And the Stream Deck is set up. So you can hit a button if you want, the top left button, and it'll just be mostly your face. Yeah, on the Stream Deck. Hey, look at that. Not horrible. I don't think you look horrible. Can't be doing this for the whole chat though. I mean, it's live back there. I'm not using it, but it is live. I'm tired.
So we put the burger out to get to root.
Thank you.
So about 30 minutes of cooking.
Appreciate it. right, so what should I do next? What are good next options? Oh, let's continue our core workout. Since we got hands and feet are bad today, let's do more core. These, you actually have a better angle on. You'll see what you're supposed to do, I know, is lift your shoulders off the ground, but basically anything from here down on me can't move. So this top part, I kind of have to get as much lift out of as possible. And the real goal is you kind of go and try to touch your toes. These are what they taught me in physical therapy as assisted crunches. The trick is you got to keep these cheeks tight. That lower back doesn't move at all. Do I look terrible?
Your neck is just really long, so it looks like you're trying to move your neck too. So
Wow, thanks. Appreciate it.
so you left side. Even though when you do it, it's hard.
Really?
Yeah.
It feels
Like
real
your
weenie.
abs.
Okay, it feels real weenie though.
I'm sorry, you feel weenie.
By the way, can you guys hear her on the lapel? I'm just curious.
I'm sorry you feel weenie.
Do you want a lapel? You can just get the other one over
No,
there.
I don't really care that much about it.
Okay. Yeah, I feel weenie. What I'm trying to make sure never happens is that my weenie never pops out on a stream like this. So I feel like that wouldn't be good.
Probably not.
Ugh. Drifter, your public display of fitness influences me. Well, thank you. Oh, we got some comments coming in I probably need to read. Ugh. What do we got? Resistance periodization is the best fitness channel. Okay, at least for hypertrophy, which I've got a lot of. Okay. What's next? Well, ladies and gentlemen, next, I think I can't avoid it any longer. I think it's time to plank, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta plank these plonks. So while I get set up, I'll give the chat just enough time to choose. For angles, would you guys rather see me plank kind of at floor level, such that the camera would probably be like on the floor and looking up at me, something more like this? That's an angle. I can't exactly see if I'm on it. We can go kind of level, what side to side. You can do the front to see the bald spot. What camera angle do you think is best for planks? I kind of really think the side, because that hides all of my imperfections. It's already pretty well framed here. Actually, what I need to do, now this is tricky, I use the wall for support, but today we have this friendly little cable in the way. So, let's see what I can do. I shouldn't smash, ooh, that cable has no ability to take extra tension. So we're gonna go all the way to the end. Yeah. Could probably support my feet over there. And you guys can see how hard it is for me to get up. I don't even stand to do this. It's such a pain in my ass. Proc said, yeah, but I have to have my feet supporting on the wall is the problem. And today's wall is occupied by other stuff. So what I'm probably gonna do is this, and I'm gonna make a small adjustment here so that it points down more. And that seems like a pretty reasonable angle for what I'm trying to accomplish. If you guys could see the technology that's doing this, it's so janky, it's just a webcam balanced on a foam board. And the big one for me is not, oh God. Yikes. That is a trick. We're gonna go even a little bit more over here. Okay. So what are we on? 42 minutes, okay. Cool, let's see if I can make 35 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippis, 3 Mississippis, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9. That is actually straining the feet a little bit more than I wanted. Okay, we actually made 40 seconds. Good God. I know those are some very long seconds. You're right about that. Some of these seconds get very, very long. All right, I'm gonna do 2 like this, and then I'm gonna change the camera angle so that y'all can see me struggle even more, because it'll be funny. And we're gonna try to do some of these without wall supports. Probably should have done my leg stretches first, but I didn't do that. I didn't do any of that today. No, I didn't. Stretch these ankles. It's not even close. Okay, that's enough seconds for me. Okay. You're right, I do got to keep that air flowing. Okay, so next thing I'm going to try to do, mostly for fun, is we're going to move this camera once again to a different angle. I have to modify its position quite significantly. It's such a rig. I'm just balancing this little guy on weights. But what I'm going to try to give you is the sort of meeting your maker cam as I attempt to do more planks, but from this angle. Let's see, I think I need this kind of high up here because this actually has to situate just right, and it's really not doing that. Let's see, does this look good? No, I'm way too close. You are way too close, my man. That is ridiculous. How are we gonna do this? Okay. How am I gonna do this little camera? I kind of just wanted a face cam that like, ooh, I got it. Gotta use all the weights. I know it's getting weird. It always does when you let me play with cameras when I shouldn't. My wife knows this. All right, well, you know what? Fuck it. That's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. Crotch, sorry. I'm losing viewers like crazy as I screw with the camera more. I'm also getting more tired. All right. Gotta pull this thing like all the way up here. Okay. All right. So these we're doing without the wall assist, which makes them much harder for me. I'll be more quiet because I'm closer to the mic. I'm probably like right up in the camera. Hopefully in a good way. Okay. You know, this face view, too much trouble. Way too much trouble. Way too much trouble. I'm just Jamaican life hard on myself with that one. That one is Jamaican me sweaty. And I gotta admit, probably not the most flattering angle in the whole world. So, it is what it is. I still have one more set that I have to do unsupported, which is lame. Wow, Proc. Wow, I see the comment. Contrast to the video quality and the music is hilarious in a good way. Okay, well, I usually like hilarious in a good way. So I've actually done over 40 seconds on all of these, I believe, at least 35. So this last set, probably just gonna go for like a regular 30. I don't think I want to do another kind of like burnout set. I'm burning out so fast. So fast. Okay, I already burned out. Fuck. I'm petering. You guys can tell. I'm dying here, man. Okay. Whoa. I'm gonna go back to my standing cam. Let's take a water break. Let's take a water break. I did a lot of new stuff today, but I'm gonna get new music next time. Next time we'll have new music. Thank you, Hunter King. Appreciate the compliments. Ugh. See, let's go this way. Heart rate. Barely 110 after all those planks. I don't know what it is about me and my body. My heart rate just runs low. Like, it does not in any way stay elevated. All right, Clayton Saint, have a good day at the gym. I'll get these guys off the floor here. All right, I gotta get these guys off the floor here. Hey Wayne, good to see you. Ugh. All right, we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna get a couple of, I think calf stretches in, I think is gonna be the way to go here. How do I do that with my stretch board over there? I believe for today, we will have to do these calf stretches on the other side of the room. And you guys are gonna hate this until the end of time, but ladies and gentlemen, we're adding a foot cam. Let's see what that even looks like. Of course, it's pointed up too much. This is more like the level with whatever you're looking at cam is what it's going to be. All right. All right. I'm just messing with the scenes live now. Oops. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, foot cam is for a quick fap. Get this thing out of my way. So this isn't really like an exercise, I'll be honest with you. This is just something they told me in physical therapy I need to do basically every day. It's sort of a calf stretch. My disability causes really tight hamstrings and calves. So what you're not able to see, because I didn't do this angle super well, is that I'm kind of constantly leaning into it to stretch these calves out. On a day like today especially, where my feet hurt and things aren't going particularly well for my body, these are exercises that I make sure to be able to do. Jonathan Bush says, wiki feet, here we come. Nah, that's members only. Fun story, next members only video, it's gonna have me fully naked. You're gonna get to see nip-nops. You're gonna get to see tallywhackers and boo-boos. J-Hub filmed it all. I don't know why. It's probably because I told him to never stop filming, but... Okay, you know what I probably should do? It can't really hurt, I don't think. Just for the sake of the stream, I could do it on... Nah, it doesn't support quite the same. I'm gonna do it on the right side. There we go. You can see it a little bit better on this one. You look like Val Kilmer at this angle. I really hope that's a compliment. And Jonas Malady, good to see you. Jonas Malady, I should say. Okay. It's a little goodness for the ankles here. These guys just get real tight. You can't hear the popping and clicking that's going on because I have the microphone up here. Oh yeah, we're getting these wiki-see, no laces. Tying my shoes is too hard. Too much effort. Fingies hurt. Okay, let's do this again. Another 30 something. Ooh, I got it a little tight that time. Okay. For some reason, there's an extraordinarily sharp pain in my left foot that feels like somebody took a hot nail, or maybe like a drill, and put it under a bloat torch and just started drilling in. And I'm not sure what caused that, if it was the stretch, if it's my spine being irritated, or what, but my God, it hurts. I'm not trying to show it at the moment, but right now I have the sensation of being stabbed in the foot by a nail. And what's weird is this is usually the good foot. So I don't know why it's doing what it's doing, but it can complain and protest all day. We just keep on working out over here. That's how we operate. Young and handsome Val Kilmer, not merely dead Val Kilmer. Well, thank you for the clarification. It makes a big difference. Oh, there we go. That's a good stretch on here. Ah, you mother... Whew. Okay. I'm gonna get this little cam off the floor, out of the way, so it doesn't cause any problems for anybody like me. It's probably just gonna be shirt cam now. Yeah. It's almost like the screen double, so I'm gonna do that. Okay. I am so tired. You guys probably don't see it. I'm gonna go set up for a different shot. Hold up. Okay. All right, I'm kind of looking at two things here now. I'm gonna do a farmer's carry and some squats and probably maybe some leg stuff and call it a day. So we're gonna go ahead and do the farmer's carry and get that out of the way. I got the cam set up in the hallway. For this one, I'm gonna leave my microphone unmuted. So we may have multiples here. Or it's going to be out of sync, actually. So farmer's carry isn't a particularly hard exercise. I'm gonna walk into the hallway. My voice will probably be about 3 seconds out of sync. But how they taught me in physical therapy is while holding the weight, pretend you're walking on a tightrope. And what this does for me, again, despite not looking like the world's coolest exercise, does, actually I should get more in front of the camera, quite a good job at working my little stabilizer muscles in my ankles. And now you guys are gonna get the glorious butt shot because I didn't plan this well enough. I really should have had a more full tripod, but this one's just the baby tripod. So Doesn't look like I'm working anything, to be honest, but I promise you that I am, and I'm working these ankles that need to be stronger. See if I can do this. Please don't roll off and smash into the floor. I'm gonna do another set of these. Typically what I would do, and I don't have the cameras for it today, is I would go down all the way to the wall and kind of like back down the long hallway, but I don't have that set up at the moment. So we're gonna go a little bit more as such. So we're gonna do another one of these, a little light, a little easy, but that's okay. Okay, you guys almost watched me fall over right there in the very beginning. The more precise you are about the feet, the better this trick works. There we go, just touch the camera. I have no idea what the chat's going on about, probably more feet and butt jokes if I had to guess. What I'm really hoping is I didn't take the camera out of the Wi-Fi range so that it completely drops. And for those handful of times that you could see my mouth moving while doing this, I would appreciate if anybody in the chat would let me know how pronounced the delay is. Whew, yeah, I'm alive. All right, you guys are making me really uncomfortable with the male beauty compliments. I appreciate it. I don't get a lot of those, but they're coming in kind of hot and heavy over here. I'll just let you guys know. Real hot, real heavy. One of the good things about streaming is that the presence of an audience does encourage me to change up what I'm doing pretty frequently. Okay, so then we're gonna have to do some camera adjustments. Accoutrement. I can adjust it live while I'm here. Now we're gonna have to actually go lower than that, yikes. Yeah, let's get that Logitech G in there. Let's lock in a little sponsor bit here. Where did you imagine you'd be in 10 years ago? A lot more successful and richer than I am now, is the truth. I certainly didn't expect to be bedridden for several years and have to deal with a bunch of this stuff. That wasn't on the menu, but life has its surprises for you. I thought in 10 years, here's the truth, and this is probably why my channel's not doing as good as it was. In 10 years, I figured I'd still be gaming. I'd still be having a good time. I didn't think it'd be Call of Duty. I probably would have found a different game. But 10 years ago, I was very content to just stream and vibe and chill and kind of do my own thing. Even if, you know, I was never the YouTuber that made like a lot of money most of the time. I had a couple of good deals. But I made a very sort of like middle class income, and I think I hate about these Velcros, just ruins all of my gym shorts. I made a very middle class income on YouTube, and I was very content with that because it afforded me my bills, retirement, insurance, and I could still, for the most part, just game however I wanted. Cool. Why is your screen looking like a TikTok pipeline? That would be because are we gonna do the foot cam again? Are we gonna do the foot cam again? Hold up, we might have to have the foot cam on this one. Nah, that's just gonna make things weird. No foot cam, let's say no foot cam, how about that? Maybe this one is a better overall angle of that though. Actually it is, so weirdly the little one has the better angle here. So we're gonna get this last bit of exercise coming in hot. Then after this, maybe a few squats and we call it a day. I think that's enough workout for me. I call this the Dallas Airport TSA. Hands against the wall. Spread them. That's me. Every time I go through the airport, I don't know what I did. I don't know if it was my YouTube videos or something, but every time I go to the airport, there's always a special screening line. And the special screening line, when you look at it, it's a ton of people from the Middle East, Syrian, people from like Morocco, and what, respectfully for this conversation, you would think of as the stereotypical like terrorist look that the TSA is kind of always looking out for, right? That's my line. Every single time I go through the airport, I get randomly selected to be the only US citizen in a line full of people from Syria that need extra screening. I think it happens probably 80 to 90% of the time that I go through an airport. It was very funny the one time it happened to my wife and not me, but I don't know why it's always me. I don't know if I'm on a list, if I did a bad thing, if it's YouTube. I have a suspicion, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, that I just kind of look like the type that might have drugs. Like I walk around with my Gay Frogs t-shirt, my weird bright, like I'll go to the airport just like this, carrying nothing and just go through. Yes, can we get an exclamation point Discord in the chat for Celtic Sin? And also, Proc, if you would be so kind as to guide him to the members only room. It's a smaller crowd in there for sure, but more private. Yes, the Discord is quite active. Oh, that actually reminds me, shoot, I'm supposed to, okay, hold up, let me finish this set and then I'm gonna waddle over there. Because I'm supposed to post a Joe Biden meme in there. If you guys can give me just a moment, we're gonna talk trash about our former president in Discord. It's a great one, sort of a homegrown one. Okay, really don't like walking with these too much. All right. I don't know what my phone is doing, but it's shredding its own battery. I've got all the apps and everything closed. It's insanely hot. I've lost 70% battery over an hour. I'm gonna have to restart it. Okay, I'm on the wrong cam. My bad. There we go, the bot did a thing. All right, posting in Discord right now. Not those are dick pics. These other ones. There we go. Yeah, we'll be sharing this. This is my dog. He's super old. He's got dementia now, so let me save this guy. And let's just shitpost that in my own Discord. And I'll add a little text caption for those people that weren't here to watch the stream. Bro at TSA was a fan and wanted to do an in-depth on his favorite creator. I've had fans at TSA that let me take 3D printed guns through, real talk. What about trash about our current president? Kyle, I'd love to, I could do that all day. Unfortunately, if you say Joe Biden is senile, that's funny. If you say Donald Trump is senile, you're a communist! All the people come out angry and I have to hear about 5D chess and big brain stuff. Let's do a little comment here for Discord. Boomy officially has sundowners now, such that he kind of loses his mind after the sun goes down. It's a pretty common disorder amongst any old mammal. But I couldn't help but to notice the similarity in these looks. There we go, do that. Blah. Workout stream, not politics stream. Yeah, right? That's what I want. I've got to figure out what's going on with my phone. My phone is about to die on me. Something is very wrong here. I'm actually gonna have to restart it. It's like melting my case. It all started when I set up the new Mevo cam. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fully power it off. It got so hot. Okay. Actually, no, Ryan Jensen. In Invincible, it is not on purpose that Cecil and Donald look like Joe Biden and Trump. You can go back to the comics, which started in like the late 90s, and they still look like that. That's fully coincidental. And just some of these guys. You know, those character designs are at least 2 decades old. And Mr. Clayton Saint Sipper says, I'm a Trump fan. That hurts. I'll keep it real short. A malignant narcissist is not a person you should be a fan of. And in the very beginning of the stream when we were talking about adversity, it's something that my wife and I had talked about. A lot of people can't see we'll keep this real simple, problems with Trump and the people in his administration, that behave like him, because they've never had the misfortune of living under an abusive narcissistic parent or a narcissistic boss or like a narcissistic professor, and how utterly ridiculous those types of people can be, to the point where I personally, when I see those type of behaviors, pretty much refuse to engage with those sort of people, especially not do business with them, because that's miserable. But a huge amount of people don't have the ability to recognize that as a problem because they've never been forced to have to deal with a person like that. So that would explain a lot of our difference in opinions, probably. Like, I'm gonna go on a bad tangent. I'm gonna go on a bad tangent if I keep going here. I'll start getting negative, and I know it. All right, so for these, we can actually just do, I don't need the wall, I can just do the lift. Just kind of going off the ground with our ankles here. We're gonna be wrapping pretty soon, because I've been going for a while now. And thank you for the compliment, F something, I can't see at this distance. It's weird that the names are kind of gray, so they're harder to see. The white text is real easy. Dude, nice to see you so mobile, thank you, thank you. And now we'll get off, I'm trying to hold back on that. You guys have no idea how much I have to hold back on politics stuff. Like, you probably didn't see the news the other day that PFAS, otherwise known as perfluoroalkyl substances, otherwise known by their colloquial name as the forever chemicals, and they got that because it takes 250 years for them to break down and they're highly carcinogenic. The news was that our government, the administration that may be, decided to roll back Biden-era unnecessary regulations, as they pitched it, to keep. Basically, utility companies said the cost to test for these materials was too high and that the threshold set by the Biden administration was too low. So they rolled them back, and by rolled them back, I don't mean upped the amount of carcinogenic forever chemicals that can be in water. I mean, they completely stopped the testing. So we have no idea what we're drinking. See, I start talking politics, views go down. Happens every time. So we have no idea how many forever chemicals are in our water anymore because it was determined to be bad for business. And hey, we're lifting all restrictions on lead in the air, most of the restrictions on lead in the water. So hey, we're gonna be, I'm gotta stop, I gotta stop, I'm gonna go. It'll be bad. It'll be bad. Thank you, Ryan Jensen. I also, I wish there were more people with pro-consumer vibes. So I'll pack that away. That's one of 87 things that deeply concern me because I care about the environment. Also considering lifting all emission standards on coal-fired power plants. So all that radioactive ash that currently has to be collected, maybe we don't have to do that anymore. Your children can just breathe it. And if they get lung cancer, nope, I gotta stop. I'm not stopping. I'm doing the opposite. I'm continuing the rant and bitching about the environment. I will continue for so long. Yeah, Clayton, that's pretty much the logic. That's actually if you stop testing for lead, well, we won't detect any lead anymore. Because of Trump want to get rid of pre-existing conditions. Firestarter, that is one I can agree with you on. I can even agree with bad people or people I don't like. If Trump's trying to get rid of pre-existing conditions, that's a good thing. The Republican way to do that primarily is through deregulation. Democratic way is primarily through very strict regulation of what can be denied in terms of coverage. But I would say more broadly, Mr. Firestarter, I wish we lived in a country with greater access to medical care, that it wouldn't cost as much as it does. As right now, getting medical care, as I'm sure you know with your daughter's condition, probably cost tens if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's if you have insurance. If you don't, you're looking at millions, perhaps. So I pay $1,400 a month for my insurance so that I can pay $200 a month for my medicine, so that I can pay $500 every time I go to the doctor and $5,000 or $6,000 every time I need a procedure done. That sounds terrible. If you don't have the insurance, it could be $800,000 and then you just get stuck with the bill. This is the sort of gun-owning libertarian in me that comes out. I wish that we had pharmacies like in South America where you can just go and buy whatever medicine you want without a prescription at a highly competitive rock bottom price, because they have to be competitive with the pharmacy next door. The problem is, I realize why we don't do that in America is probably because of the moneyed interest in the insurance industry. But the other thing is, I think most of you would agree that most people can't diagnose themselves, nor can they treat medicine, take their medicine properly. For anybody that's worked in the medical field, you know how nightmarish it is just to get people to take their pills on schedule. So there's a lot of people in that scenario. If we had one of these pharmacies, they would just go buy whatever silly nonsense they saw on Instagram Reels and take it and die and kill themselves. So that's not an outcome that I want. I don't want people to hurt themselves. But on the flip side, I would like a person like me that follows doctor's orders and reads scientific literature and has a good understanding of what I'm doing and the risk involved. I would like to be able to purchase my medication without having to do 5 doctor's appointments and spending several $1,000s and then running through the insurance company so they can bill me even more for it. I don't want that. But I do realize that most people wouldn't be like me. Most people would be like, they'd see like, selenium nitrate cures erectile dysfunction on Instagram Reels and just boom, straight to that pharmacy, get a whole gallon of it, chug it, and then be like, why does it feel like my insides are melting? And just die. Tons of people do that, which would be very bad. Yeah, Ryan, I saw that one too. Clayton, I would hope that I'm not black-pilled. That's a little bit negative. I think I'm going to truncate the squats today. I did plenty of leg work. Back and butt's not really doing great to begin with. We've been here for an hour. We covered a lot of topics. You guys baited me into talking about politics again. So we can't not do that here, apparently. Yeah, see my illusions. I've had the insurance company tell me, you don't need those meds a lot. My personal favorite one, I was literally on an operating table trying to get a surgery to relieve my pain. I don't know if you guys can see this scar down here. It was kind of on the process to get that thing removed. I'm on the operating table. I am hooked up. I've got machines and shit in me. We are ready to cut. Doctor comes in, says, sorry man, your insurance just canceled. And there's a whole story behind it. But I'm like hooked up. I'm sedate. I got my painkiller. I'm about to get my sedation. Check Discord. I think my phone is off still. Hopefully it's not dying. It's still kind of hot. Actually, can't check Discord on this computer, I don't think. Booting it back up. I'm a cracked screen Android guy now because I dropped it. Okay. Rock, I understand all that. Okay, I'll check Discord in a minute. Okay, well everybody, thank you all for coming out to watch today. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed something. Hope you learned a little something about accessibility exercises. And we'll be back next week. Next week, the stream won't change as much as it did today. Hopefully I'll be in a better shape to do more weights. I want to do squats with weights like these over here. And we're going to get to that. But for now, I'm going to dip. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate it. Thank you for liking and supporting. And for those of you that are here, the best thing you can do is just drop a like on the video. It helps push it to other people. And if you enjoyed this, I'll see you back next Monday. Drifter out. Got to give that just a minute because YouTube has this like buffer thing going on. And it should be good.